Hello everyone, welcome back to the online platform of IBS. So today's topic we will be discussing the grammar rules related to countable and uncountable nouns. So let's start. So countable and uncountable noun. This is one of the most important topics in parts of speech. That is, when coming to nouns, you have this as a main topic where questions will be asked regarding the countable and uncountable nouns. So first of all, let's study the difference between the countable and uncountable nouns. So countable noun, as the name itself states that you can count this thing. So countable noun where the name itself states that are nouns that can be counted. Whereas coming to uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted. This is the main definition or the thing which we know, we have learned from our schooling itself. So now in this video we will do much more rules. There means how to find out the difference between the countable and uncountable noun. What is the major grammatical difference? So let's see. Next one, usage is we say how many. So in case of countable nouns where you can count, we use the term how many. Example, how many pencils do you have? Because we can count the number of pencils. If I am asking you, if you have some 5 to 6 pencils in your hand, I will ask you how many pencils do you have? In that case, you can count and say I have 5 pencils. So pencils is considered as countable noun and you should ask in this way, how many? And next coming to usage is usage is few. In case of countable noun, so let's see uncountable noun also. So in case of countable we have seen how many, whereas in case of uncountable noun you have to say how much, we cannot count. So many, how many is used for countable noun, whereas much is used for an uncountable noun. So let's see an example. Example, how much money do you have? In this case we cannot count, we can count money, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, but we cannot have a word like monies, 1 money, 2 money, you cannot say in that way. So money is considered as an uncountable noun. So you should use how much money do you have or do you need. So next one, coming to usage, we have to use the term few with uncountable nouns. So example is, there are a few books on the shelf. So in case of countable nouns, you have to use the term or the word few. Whereas in case of uncountable noun, you have to use the word little. Example, I have a little sugar to prepare tea. Sugar is considered as an uncountable noun. We cannot count sugar, but we can count the crystals. So sugar is considered as uncountable noun. Not only the difference is based on the counting, but you have furthermore points where you can say this is always an uncountable noun. Some more rules. In this video, we will discuss those rules. So examples of countable nouns are book, star, tree, dog, mobile. You will be surprised that how come star become an countable noun. See, countable noun in the sense which you can count, you have an idea. But there are many stars in this universe. How can we count, ma'am? How can we count these many stars? So the major difference lies in the next slide. I will explain you in detail how star has become a countable noun. So examples of uncountable noun is hair, milk and water. So now in detail let's discuss the grammar rules related to uncountable noun. Which grammatical rules help us to state that this is an uncountable noun. See, rules regarding uncountable noun. The first and the foremost important rule is uncountable nouns do not have plural form. So the last slide I have mentioned star as a countable noun. Why did I mention star as a countable noun? Because we can say we have the plural form of star, that is stars. That word exists, stars. 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars. I got 5 stars in my exam paper. My teacher gave me 5 stars. So plural form of star exists. So star you can write it as stars. So star is not considered as an uncountable noun because the plural form of star exists. If you don't have the plural form for that word, then only you can say it is an uncountable noun, not based on counting method. So star is a countable, but we call it as infinite. So infinite stars are there, but star is considered as countable because the word stars exist. In the same way, tree also you cannot say it is a countable noun You can say it as finite. Infinite. Infinite in the sense what? You cannot count. There are many trees in this world, but tree, plural form, trees exist. So you can say it as countable noun. You need not say it is uncountable noun. For the words where plural form does not exist, in that case only you have to say it is an uncountable noun. Like example, sugar. We don't have the word sugars. Milk. We don't have the word milks. Garbage. We don't have garbages. In the same way, you have many words where plural form does not exist. So, in that case, you have to say it is an uncountable noun. Not based on the concept of we cannot count. That we have done it in our schooling. But coming to the advanced level, we have to think in this manner. That means you have to follow this rule. That means uncountable nouns does not have a plural form. The first one. The next one is no article a and the is used before an uncountable noun. You should not use any articles like a, and or the before uncountable nouns because they are uncountable. You cannot count them, we are saying. Then how can you use an article? So you should remember these 2 points regarding uncountable noun. Not only the ones you cannot count but also the ones where plural form does not exist and article a, and or the does not precede the uncountable noun. So hope this part is clear to you. The next one. The next slide I have mentioned the list of uncountable nouns. So let's discuss this in detail. Information. You don't have any word informations. If you want to count, you have to use the word pieces with the help. I have a piece of information. So if it is one information piece, if it is more than one, you can say pieces of information, not informations. So informations word does not exist, so it's an uncountable noun. The next one is advice. In the same way, you don't have advice, and if you want to count, you have to take the help of piece. I have a piece of advice. Next one is news, where news also is the same way, you don't have plural form, it's an uncountable noun. Jewelry, you don't have jewelries, only jewelry, and if you want to count, you can count only the items. That means earrings, bangles, all these come. These are the items. So next one, machinery. If you want to count machinery, you have to count the machines. Equipment, no word equipments does not exist. You can count items. Luggage, baggage, both are uncountable nouns, whereas belongings is an countable noun. You have. So if you want to count luggage and baggage, you have to use the term items. I have one item of luggage. In that way you have to use. Poetry. You cannot count poetry. You can count only poems. So furniture. There is no word furnitures. If you buy chair, table, desk, all these things, you should say I bought one item of furniture, or else I bought 2 items of furniture. In this way you can say, but no word furnitures does not exist. The next one is scenery. That's the uncountable noun. If you want to count, you should say with the help of items. Bread, loaf or slice. We don't say breads. We say loaf of bread or slice of cheese. In this way we say. Hair. Hair also it's considered as uncountable noun because hair's word does not exist, and you can count hair strands. If you take one hair, that is strand. 2 strands means 2 hair. We don't say 2 hairs, 2 strands we say. Evidence. There is no word evidences, only evidence exists. If you want, you can count it by pieces. Same way garbage, no word like garbages. If you want to count the garbage, you should say items. Rain. Rain also is an uncountable noun because you don't have any word like rains. So you can count only the drop or the droplets. So in this way, I have mentioned mostly all the uncountable nouns. So you should have a mindset that uncountable nouns is nothing but which we cannot count, but the plural form of uncountable noun does not exist, and an article a and the should not precede an uncountable noun. So before slide I have mentioned stars. Hope you have understood why I have mentioned it in countable noun. It is considered as infinite, but it is not considered an uncountable noun because the plural form of star exists, stars. In the same way, pencil. There are many pencils in this world. We can't count. So why can't we take pencil as an uncountable noun? Because the pencils exist. Plural form of pencil exists. So we consider it as a countable noun, but we can call it as infinite. So let's practice some questions depending on this concept. The first one is, this is a very important information. So as I have mentioned, there is no word like information, so it's correct. And there should not be any article preceding the word information. But we have found an article. So how you can rewrite this sentence? How you can correct it? This is a very important piece of information. So what you have to write is, this is a very important piece of information. P-I-E-C-E, piece of information. So you can rewrite this sentence as, this is a very important piece of information. By using this word piece, you can count the information. That means I have one information, one important information. So in this way you have to mention, this is the correct grammatical rule. So you have to say, this is a very important piece, P-I-E-C-E, piece of information. So next one, I bought one furniture. As I have mentioned, furniture is an uncountable noun. You cannot count uncountable noun. So how can you say I bought one furniture or I bought two furniture? No. Furniture you should not say, I bought one item of furniture. So you bought one chair. So you cannot mention in this way, I bought one furniture. You should say, I bought one item of furniture. So this you can replace it as, I bought one item of furniture. So you have to add one item here, one item of, because you can count items but you cannot count furniture. The next one, he gave me an advice. Advice is an uncountable noun. Article should not precede, immediately an article should not precede an advice. So how you can count an advice? He gave me a piece of advice. So he gave me a piece of advice. This is the correct way of writing, because now you can use article because you are counting with the help of piece. So he gave me a piece of advice. Next one, this news were broadcasted from All India Radio. News is an uncountable noun. So plural form does not exist. You have to consider it as singular noun. So according to the subject verb agreement, this news, subject is news. News is singular because it is an uncountable noun. So it should not be where, it should be was. So that's the error there. Please take care of your equipments. You should not use the word equipments because equipment is an uncountable noun. If you want to count, you have to take with the help of items. So here equipments is mentioned, that is wrong. You have to write only equipment. The next one, his luggages was stolen. The same way, luggages, baggages, no word exists, only luggage, baggage. So L-U-G-G-A-G-E, luggage. No need of S. Luggage was stolen because it's an uncountable noun. Kalidas wrote many poetries. Kalidas wrote many poetries. You can, poetry is an uncountable noun, so you don't have the plural form. If you want to talk it in plural form, Kalidas wrote many poems. And poems you are saying, you are using the word many, that means it's countable. So you should not use poetries, you should replace it by poems. Kalidas wrote many poems. So these were the practice questions. Hope you all have understood this video based on the countable and uncountable noun, how to apply grammatical rules. So just let's summarize this thing. Uncountable nouns, countable nouns, you can just know it that which you can count, and the plural form exists, you can use article. But coming to uncountable noun, they don't have the plural forms. Since we cannot count, they don't have plural forms and no article precedes the uncountable noun. So let's wind up this session. Thank you. Hope you all have understood the video. So please do like, share and subscribe our channel, Institute of Banking Studies. And for more videos, we have launched an app, that is IBS Vigyan. Please do subscribe, and it is available in App Store and Play Store. Thank you, friends.
If you like our content, do like, share and subscribe.